Okay guys, we're getting close to the end of this tutorial, the incredible Calligraphy Studio's introduction to faux calligraphy. So to conclude, it's basically your turn. On page 13, after you've worked through the exemplars, you'll see that I've given you some little exercises to work through. I want you to start off by lettering your name. So you can refer back to the majuscules and minuscule exemplars and look at how to put your name together. One thing I would say is don't get too caught up in lettering your name or people you know's names. Is that right? The people you know, don't get too caught up in making their names. It really puts a lot of pressure on people that are just starting out in calligraphy to make the name look absolutely beautiful. You can really beat yourself up about it. So maybe stay away from that for a little bit, but start by lettering your name, now that I've said all that, and get good, like I said, at remembering where to put in the downstrokes. Make it nice and consistent. Take your time. Don't need to be rushing this process. Again, sit up straight, have a smile, relax your shoulders, and sit on the front of your chair. Maybe something I should have mentioned at the beginning. Try and sit on the front of your chair so that you're not kind of slouching forward like this. This doesn't do anybody any favors. You want to be breathing nice and regularly. You want your head up so that you're not getting awful cramps in your neck and shoulders. And rest your non-writing hand on the table. And then all the movement comes from your fingers and a little bit from the wrist of your writing hand, with your forearm just resting lightly on the table. Okay, all that out of the way. The second exercise is to make the downstroke shading on the word jumped, and then continue this phrase. Now this phrase, the quick brown fox jumped, I'll let you finish it off, is called a pangram, or a hollow alphabetic sentence. That is to say, a pangram is a sentence that uses most, if not all, of the letters, the 26 letters of the alphabet. Most of the time, they don't really make sense. They're words, but they're strung together, and it's really sort of nonsensical. The quick brown fox is a pangram that does sort of make sense. The rest, and you can look them up on the interwebs, they're good fun, but they really don't mean anything. And because of that, perhaps counterintuitively, they're very good for practicing calligraphy. You're not getting caught up in the meaning of the words. You're not attaching any sort of emotional baggage to what you're writing. You're just working on constructing the letter forms. And that's a good thing to begin with. So I've given you a little guideline for you to carry on. Look at the spacing as well, and maybe very lightly pencil out the words in the rest of this pangram to make sure that you're not sort of squishing them up against the end. You've got to start looking at spacing now for your lettering. The third exercise is a can you spot the mistake exercise. Okay, so a little clue is I haven't shaded in one of the downstrokes, okay? After that, once you found the mistake, just go back in and use maybe some color or cross-hatching, or another, you can stipple like pointillism with a fine liner, just some other sort of shading, just so that you're starting to look at how letters have potential in terms of color and tone and so on, okay? And then we're looking at page 14, and I've just given you some sample phrases for inspiration, okay? Just for practicing your newfound faux calligraphy skill. I'm delighted that you've made it this far. It's fantastic. Really well done. You should give yourself a pat on the back for getting this far. The world is now your calligraphy oyster. This is a great stepping stone to going further. So page 14, the last page, is just some samples for you to start looking at and lettering, basically, with faux calligraphy. They're just sort of light, some are sort of inspirational, some are with a sort of, what's the word, philosophical bent to them, and I just wanted you to have a little bit of fun. But start looking, like I said, get used to looking at the letters and deconstructing them into their basic strokes, like on page 2 and 3 of our download. Look at putting those back together, make sure that you're getting consistent lines, and off you go. Just take your time, have a smile on your face, and have fun. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It's been my pleasure to present the Introduction to Faux Calligraphy to you. My name is Lann, and you can find me at the Incredible Calligraphy Studio, which is inkrdbl.com. I'm also on Instagram at Incredible, and you can find my Facebook page as well. There is a newsletter sign up on the website. It's where you can find out before the general public about classes when we're allowed back out into the world. Little tidbits of information that are sometimes useful or interesting for calligraphers and letterers, and I'll be putting on a whole plethora of lockdown learning. So if you want to carry on and look at other styles, learn about making your own calligraphy tools and equipment, and all that sort of stuff, come and join me. Let's get social and wash your hands. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.